good morning, beautiful souls, and welcome to Moments with Ursula. Come on in, let's have a moment on today. I hope that you all are doing amazing, feeling great, and I pray that your families are doing well also, beautiful souls. It is Friday, the 10th, and for those that don't know, I work in the education arena, and right now the summer, I'm a 12-month employee, so I'm off on Fridays for the rest of this month, and I just enjoy them. During the regular days, my schedule goes to 4:45, which I'm normally off at 3:30. So that's a difference. But it's okay. We thank God for the moments, right? And I was like, let me get it here today. Want to do a live in some areas, and I will be doing those as well. But I just want to come in today to just share. God, He's an amazing God. And what He's doing, He's just downloading so much, you all. This is my mushroom coffee. I drink the Rise mushroom coffee. Not a big coffee drinker, but I drink the Rise mushroom coffee. So that's what I have there, you all. God is such an amazing God. And I have different platforms that I have. I have another Facebook page, a Facebook page actually, which is Ursula Maston Bradley. Getting back on there doing posts and sharing things. Also, my Instagram page is the same, Ursula Maston Bradley. My TikTok is Beautiful Souls. And God has been downloading so much in me. And I'm like, okay, trying to put these things in different places. But when He downloads things in me, you all, let me get comfortable here. When He downloads so much within me, I really try to take time to share. And it's kind of hard, when you're working every day and when you get off and you try to do some things, it gets kind of shaken in the midst and it gets kind of hard to do those things. But yesterday, I just had a lot download in my spirit, and God just revealed so much to me to where I'm like, you've got to get this out. You've got to get this out. And I'm going to get to a place where I'm going to just be able to stop, hopefully, and let it out right then, you all. But I wrote down a couple of things because He just gave me so much. And I'm going to be breaking things up, you all. But He started talking to me about harvest and reaping the harvest, you all, about the harvest. And I just want to share something with you all a little bit. I love YouTube. Okay, I love YouTube. I love watching you all on YouTube. I love watching everything people are doing. I try to take time to do that. And really, when I go to my TV, YouTube is my first place to look at. And I just want to share this with you all. There's a actual channel which is called the African Village Life. African Village Life. Amazing channel. There are times my soul can only take channels that don't have any talking in it, nothing going on. I'm just watching. There are many channels I do that to where people are cooking, doing things, the nature scenes and all that. That's what I need at times. And this channel does that. Of course, they are from Kenya, different areas. And of course, I can't understand some of the languages, and some people come in and share it in English. But what I want to share about this as it relates to harvest, let me give you a little background of this channel. This is a channel that's been in effect for over a year. They have over 500,000 subscribers. Of a young lady, a husband, and her kids. And the way that they live and the way that they have there in Kenya, where people visit Kenya, see different things, these people are living, I think it's like a plantation, they consider it. I'm not sure how it's said, but they're living like in mud houses. And who would think in the world of our God's children, in the world, I'm in the U.S., but just in general, the earth itself, people live that way. But we know things happen in different places, right? So within a year, the YouTube channel built up to where they're using the proceeds from YouTube to build homes. And they had a home that's being built, and you watch them cook. The main thing was like watching her cook and doing things. And everything is natural, organic. They go to little markets and do things. Well, anyway, this village is building up, you all. And one young lady who actually lived at this village as well went away to another area of Kenya and built a beautiful home. But she came back. And she said that Clarice, the one I'm sharing about, her husband and her 2 kids, she said, I just want you to help me build a home. And she did. So now the actual community, I'm going to call it, is building because YouTube, they're all getting their channels. and another young lady that was on there cooking clip with Clarice. She's got her channel. She's building her home. Then another young lady on there called Mama Choga. She was so sweet and humble. She was actually hauling. That's what they call it, hauling the water for the workers to actually build the home with mix the cement and sand in. And I'm like, wow. She said sometimes she would big jugs of gallons of 90 a day. But she was always there smiling in the background, helping Clarice cook and do all these things. Well, now everybody that comments was saying, we've got to build Mama Choga a house. We've got to build her house. See, look how God is harvesting and they're reaping their harvest. It's just amazing from the work they're doing. And then we're all saying, we got to build her. Well, they couldn't figure out how to do this. So the young lady that came back and Clarice said, could you help me build my home? Her name is Lynette. And Lynette is actually coming in, and she speaks English. Her and her husband, they come in and they help, and they may be on the scenes with them of cooking and different things. But what they decide to do is come up with a GoFund to help Mama Choga, and it's building and building. And guess what? Mama Choga is getting her house built. She has a husband and 2 sons. One of the sons were not in school. Well, Lynette is paying for the child to go to school. See, that's something. They have to pay for their children to go to school. We have children here to go free. And they are paying for their children to go to school. And I want to hold on with this, what I'm sharing. But as the prolonging goes on, this is what the channel is about. So now as a whole, it's saying Clarice went through her area one day and she said, you know, we purchased this land back here because we're going to build apartments for people where they can buy. So now the community is building up. And yesterday they mentioned they're actually redoing the community to help people build and have homes. People have sent bags, like huge rice bags, from somewhere, the state somewhere had it sent over there of rice and beans. So they was there, had buckets giving people rice and beans. When you sit and you look at those actual things of that channel, it's called African Village Life. I'm going to list it. When you sit and you watch those things, and Lynette, I'm going to put her channel as well. When you sit and you watch those channels like that, it just gives you just a good feeling. And sometimes I'm like, oh Lord, thank you, Jesus. You know, it's like, oh, you know, because what it is that they come on the channel with a smile. They cook what they have. They just may have some corn or some beans or whatever, or tomatoes. They just cook it. They happy. And the thing about Clarice, when she cooked, and her son out there playing with all of these kids, could be 30, 40 kids. She cooks enough and feed all the kids, you all. And so this is a domino effect of what's happening. And what I love is beautiful. And they're reaping their harvest from what they're giving and what they're doing, and always with a smile on their face. So when I read that, not read it, when I looked at that, and as I read it and see other things going on, you know, God was like, that's a moment that you can't forget. There are moments in there when I'm watching this that are just sticking with me. And they're reaping their harvest, you all. And so it makes you think about, what seeds are you planting in life? They are planting so many seeds. It started with a vision of someone that says, I'm going to get a YouTube channel. I went back and looked at Lynette's channel from a year ago, which I never did it. A year, you all. They did this in a year. And when I say the young men are building the homes, they're not having things that we may have, the tractor trailers and the woods and beams and all this. They have sand, cement, and gravel. And once they start in these big old bricks, not bricks that we're used to, these big old rock, not actually bricks that are even, they big rock bricks, and they just stack them and they put mud in it and they keep stacking them. On outside they flop mud and cement on it, and they sand it down with a big piece of 2x4 wood, and then it's so smooth, and then they paint it and they do things. I'm like, wow. And these men are actually working in little slide shoes, no gargles, barefoot. They feed the workers as well when they get settled. And I'm looking at this village can't do anything but reap their harvest. They can't do anything but that, because they speak highly of saying how the harvest and the things they have that are grown and what they're getting is God, and they thank God and the blessings. And that's what we have to do when we are thinking about sowing seeds in our lives, beautiful souls. And I'm real particular about that, about what am I sowing, what am I planting, what seeds am I putting there, what am I doing It could be seeds as it relates to into my channel. It could be seeds what I'm planting into relationships with people. It's seeds what I'm planting into my conversations with people. It's seeds what I'm planting as it relates to how I treat a person. There are so many ways and so many forms to look at that as it relates to reaping your harvest. But what seeds are you planting? And watching that, I love it. This morning, first thing I do, and I'm looking, trying to see, is a new channel coming up. Is a new actual video, coming up on the channel. And I love it and watch it. And I can sit there for 45 minutes and watch them building the house, cooking their food, laughing, smiling. I'm seeing the ladies smiling more. I'm seeing things, they were always personable. And then Clarice and her husband, James, they're building his mom home, which was next to theirs, a little mud house. They're building it, and she always comes on just thanking them and praising God. And you know, this is what it's all about, you all. This is why I love YouTube and my community. I tell people no matter what, I hear people say, I don't care for social media. I don't want to be on it. But the beauty is that it's all about who you are as a person, what you're building, who you are as a person, who you are, your mind, body, soul, and spirit, what you have within you, who you serve, and that's what you're going to draw towards you. So my social media platforms, that's who I draw. People that are women and men of God, people that are encouraging, inspiring, uplifting, working together. That's what I'm building on my communities and in my actual YouTube channels. That's who's there, and that's what I look at. And when I go through life each day, I say, Lord, you show me through my inspirational messages, through my devotionals, through what I'm sharing with my content. It's all about helping and serving. And when we pour those items in to that, and we plant those seeds, the harvest is going to be great and it's going to be amazing. But what we must understand in life, many times as a certified life coach, I talk with people and women. They may say, well, you know, I'm going through things. I can't figure this thing out. What's going on? And we go deep. I go deep with the mind, body, soul, and spirit, because I want them to understand, first of all, it's what you have within you. It's what you have within you. And what you may feel should be a time for you to reap your harvest, it's probably not exactly that. God has blessed you somewhere through someone on down the line, but you're focusing on this one thing that you feel that needs to blossom in your life. Also, I'm watching other people on channels and different things that are sharing their gardens. And I love it. And I'm like, this year I was going to do a garden, but then I had surgery in March and April, healing, and in May, and I didn't get to do it. And then I had to be careful with fur baby out there. I was going to do pots, but I didn't want to put things out because we actually have a coyote be in communities and areas. So I don't want to have anything out there in my yard that bring animals in. Yeah, they're out there. But I'm looking at how people mindsets are changing into things of what beauty is, how they're seeing life and reaping harvest in so many different ways. And when I watch the channels and I watch you all, I just look at your smiles on your face. I just look at a person saying, oh, I grew a tomato today. Oh, I grew these things today. Watching the people on the African Village Life channel happy to go to the market to buy vegetables, to cook, to share and serve. This is what God wants his children to do. We want us to understand life. He wants us to understand this is what living is about. He wants us to understand this is why I placed you here. This is why I placed you here in this garden of life here to continue to sow and to reap. Yes, he placed us here. I always tell people, God didn't place us here to take up space. He didn't place us here to hurt and suffer. We know people are going through so much. I posted something last night on my Facebook page about our children, our young black men. I said, Lord, we have a son, 26. And I said, Lord, every time I'm on social media, I'm seeing missing children. I'm seeing things going on. I'm seeing the hurt and pain. And I can only give myself, let's see here. It hurts to think about it, but I can only give myself the and the push to say, girl, sow, sow. Sow a word, sow a smile, sow a prayer, sow joy, sow it out here into the internet world. Sow it out here. People need it. People are hurting. So if I can get up in the mornings and say, Lord Jesus, everybody's okay. We're in good health. Everything is fine. And then I have people over here I'm seeing that are hurting. They're burying their children. They're going through pain. Their children are missing. Things are happening. I continue to say, I've got to sow seeds here. I've got to sow seeds here. I've got to sow seeds here because I want to make sure not that I'm reaping harvest from it to personally help me, but God to reap harvest and say, Lord, you continue to pour in me so I can continue to pour into others. That's what we have to think about. That's what we have to do. What are we actually planting? And what are we trying to reap and win these harvests? What are we trying to get out of this? We shouldn't be particularly trying to get anything out of it because what we're sowing, what we're putting there is all about, first of all, making sure that it's not only pleasing for us, but it's pleasing to God and to help others. So I want to come in today and to ask you this question. What seeds are you sowing? We've heard this. What are you sowing? Yes. What seeds are you planting there? What are you planting there? You know, we plant things. We want to have the soil rich. We want to have the different nourishments of the soil. And we put them there. And sometimes we can go just plant some hard dirt out there. And God works it where it makes it work. So when it comes to us, the body, we need to make sure that we're nourishing the mind, body, soul, and the spirit as a whole, because we want to make sure that we're planting things and sowing things for them to reap harvest to help and serve others. That's what we have to make sure. This is so important. Healing is so important. The journey of what I share is about healing. When you heal and when you're thinking about all the aspects on your journey, which I call life, the walk of life, the path that you're on, think about where you are in life and think about the moments of healing. See, we can't go anywhere in life when we're such a mess. We can't go anywhere in life when we just have so much on us. We can't go anywhere in life when the world we know is already trying to weigh us down and we're actually adding to it to make it worse. We need to pay attention to those things, beautiful souls. So the mind, body, soul, the spirit is so important. And God showed me of years sharing this, of years coaching this, of years helping women, of years speaking and doing these things and writing books. He showed me that you talk about healing. And I realized this is something that I pay attention and recognize and have a part of my life every day and all day. A healing aspect, which means that what I feed into my mind, body, soul, and spirit must be something to heal, which is going to bring me peace, which is going to bring me joy, which is going to bring me love, which is going to bring me hope. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to plant that out there in conversations. I'm going to plant that out there in relationships. I'm going to plant that out there in the things that I do with my business. I'm going to plant that out there when I'm coaching. I'm going to plant that out there when I'm speaking. I'm going to plant that out there in many capacities of what I do, because that's so important. God shows me so much throughout the day. And I laugh. I said, Lord, I can't even get it out half of the time because I'm doing things and at work or what have you. But as soon as I get to the place and get in my driveway and I get home, I'm like, I've got to put this out here. I've got to put this out here. So on today, beautiful souls, I want you to ask yourself this question. What harvest am I reaping? Is it because of what I'm sowing? Is it because of what I'm planting? Think about that, beautiful souls. We know we can do this. We can do this, beautiful souls. So on today, I just want to come in and share that with you all to let you know that it's important for you and I, us all, as the old folks in old times, to have each other's back. Be there for each other. Support each other. That's very important. Very, very important. To love one another. That's very important. We can't do without one another. I tell people we're not always going to be in each other's face, or you have friends, you're not going to always be in their homes, you're not going to always be in somebody's house, but it's all about being there as needed, when needed. Very, very important. So you all go out there, you have an amazing, amazing day. Peace and blessings. Remember, I'm going to put that channel down there for you. And when you start watching, trust me, you're going to be mesmerized at just comparing to where we are here in the U.S. compared to there, of like, wow, we are so blessed. But wow, what they've done in a year. In a year. And they have no connections of anything. They didn't have running water, didn't have anything. But they got up and they made things happen. But look at the harvest that they're reaping right now. So beautiful souls, thank you all so much as always for your love and support. I thank you all so much for just being a part of my life. That's very, very important. Being a part of my life. Coming in on this channel, subscribing to this channel. I thank you for that. If you're not a part of this family, you all, please go ahead and subscribe. We would love for you to be a part of this family. Also, don't forget the like and share button. We want people to know what is happening over here. Please look at my new channel, Moments with Ursula. Yes, Moments with Ursula. Where I'm going to be coming in, giving you moments as well. Also, my channel, Ursula's Journey. I will be flip-flopping videos there. Thank you. Thank you so much for your love and support. It does not go unnoticed. I don't take it for granted. I'm thankful. I'm grateful that God has allowed me to be a part of this platform. I love to be a part of these type of platforms. I love it, you all. So peace and blessings. You all have an amazing day, and I'll talk to y'all soon now. Bye-bye.